All right, there's takeoff power. Set speed 200. Set speed 200.
Speed 200 knots.
Okay, there we go. Take off. Positive rate. Gear coming up.
Enjoy your flight. Long live Snack Air Booyah.
Kind of dig this plane. Alright, we'll climb in IAS mode now here. So let's bring up to autopilot. We'll go autopilot, yaw damper on, indicated airspeed. And we'll take this up. Let's take it up to 200 for now. And we'll put on altitude select. Bring back the power a little bit. This one is flying eastwardly, so we'll go to 2-3. Yeah, 2-3 is fine. And then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to go change this CDI to GPS, and we'll go direct Idaho Falls, which we practically are. I'm going to hit nav. Fokker 70, good morning. In a, well, let's see, back up here. I have Gas Kool-Aid says, I just hope it receives more consistent support than the previous RW planes. The Otter hasn't. I haven't had a problem with the Otter, though. So I don't mind it. Its current state, though. I don't know. I guess I'm not picky with regards to the Twin Otter. You and Vertical were talking about how many people are downloading it, causing some issues with Dropbox. Okay. Yeah, copy it instead of downloading it. Yeah. And maybe make a Google Drive link available and then copy it. Yeah. Pavlin S, good day. I'm well. How are you? Yeah, I'd probably do Google Drive and then have people copy it. Yeah. Or do a is there a Mega site that does pretty good for downloads? Anyway. Let's do a flyby. D Monies is here. K Duffs, how are you, sir? You have a leak in your house? Ooh, that's not good. Of course, I'm flying the Snack Air Citation livery. Clouds look good. You waved the purchase finger over the TBM for nearly 2 hours last night, but alas, I staved off the urge for now. Yeah. Well, I don't know if you guys use the X-Cytec panels plugin or fly with Lua, but the developer, his name is Sparker on the forums. He's a very generous person who spends a lot of time doing tech support for people. But he's now the main Fly with Lua developer. And I was trying to convince him to get the TBM. So as you can see below my web camera, I have a goal to raise funds from the community for Sparker to get the TBM. He wasn't going to fly the TBM until he learned that it is compatible with Linux, because he's a Linux only guy apparently. So very nice chap, and like I say, I've been following him for a while on the forums. Really nice. So we got the Dono Golf going for him. St. Wilfric, it is the best plane. It's the best GA airplane. I'd even go as far as to say it's the best payware plane. I think it is the best payware plane, but it's not my favorite plane. My favorite plane is free. Summer budget wins out. I hear you. All right, we're tracking the Idaho Falls VRA. We're up to 22,000, so we're going to change our barrow to 2992. There's 2992. Set. And we're going to bring back, because we're going to level off here at 230, we're going to bring back the power below 100% just so we don't launch the beer horn. And I should have had some pitot heat on just in case. Going 308 and climbing. Can you recommend a good CYYZ scenery for P3D? No. I can recommend a really good CYYZ scenery for X-Plane. I will have to say I'm very impressed by being South American ortho in Google Falklands. Boy, I haven't flown to the Falklands ever in my life. The only thing I know about the Falklands is that when I was a kid, there was a war amongst the British and Argentina. I don't know the current state of the Falklands. I think it's still a British territory, isn't it? I don't even know. I'm waiting. Yeah, I've got I did an RMA on a GTN 750, Mr. Scott. So I've got another. I got a hardware real sim gear GTN 750 that should be here any day. They're still British. Okay. That makes sense because the ham radio call sign for the Falklands is Victor Papa, which is British territory. No, I don't, Pavlin. No, the last time I did was probably 3 months ago, maybe 4 months ago. I just don't have the patience for it. When I want to fly, I want to fly. When I want to fly. Talker 70. I believe the tip. If you want to donate a few dollar dues toward the TBM 900 for Sparker, I think you can just hit the tip window in my Twitch profile down below. Can you guys confirm that it's there? I think it's there. You're looking at the entire TBM panel from RSM, but on the fence for a yoke. What do you mean from RSM? Who's RSM? Are you talking about? The Falklands will always be ours. I remember that war. I remember that battle back in the 80s as a kid. I don't know the story behind. I should research it and figure out what happened, but they only serve bottles, no pints. There's 7 pubs. Oh, Real Sim Gear, or is it Real Sim Gaming? No, because I know Real Sim Gear, the company. Is there a Real Sim Gaming? Yeah, okay, so not RSM. Okay, RSG then. Okay, Real Sim Gear. Yeah, I want to get their... I wish I had taken a picture of it. I want to get their autopilot control box. It's got the heading knob and the autopilot controls. It's a pretty small box that they had as a prototype. I don't see it for sale on their store yet. I was going to get the MFD, but I don't think I have enough real estate for it right now. Falklands population 3398 and sheep 500,000. Wow. That's a lot of sheep. Isn't there oil there as well, or no? By the way, B2, I got out of Beyond. Oh, snack. Oh, snack. Holy cow. Wow. I don't care. I'm still free. You can't take the sky from me. The full Monty. The full Monty completed by Scotty Adair. Scotty Adair, thank you. I was thinking maybe we were gonna do, onesie, twosie, fivesies up to the goal, but boy, you just knocked that out of the park. Thank you very much. I'm gonna let Sparker know that you're the one. In fact, I can sing that song. I think it's Shania Twain. You're the one I want to get the tip from. No. Thank you. That's awesome. Go big or go home. Yeah, no, he's the new Fly with Lua developer, and I met him at Orlando. And again, if you have SciTech panels, you may run the X SciTech panel plugin. Really nice guy. And believe it or not, he has actually been up in a Diamond aircraft around Slovakia, Slovenia. Yeah, Slovenia, right? Slovenia. With Sasho. Sasho, or Sasso, is Toto Rico of the Hot Start TBM fame. So he actually went up in an aircraft with Toto, and Toto flew him around, gave he and his, not sure if it was his wife or girlfriend, a tour of some castles. So they actually know each other. So yeah, thank you, Scotty Adair. Appreciate that. Make sure that you fill out a 1099 form, for that right there. Okay, I will send that over to him today. That's awesome. And so he also has said that he's going to join the Twitch community. So it's always good to have a Linux developer, X-Plane developer, plugin developer, Fly with Lua developer in our Twitch chats. I don't know what his Twitch name will be. Maybe some form of Sparker. Thank you, Scotty. That's awesome. All right, we're about to turn at Pocatello. The ortho's looking mighty fine. Flying Jackal, good morning, Jack. Cats. What did I say about cats? I need to drink more coffee. I don't remember anything about cats. What else? I missed a few bits in chat. Cold, windy, and humid. Rainfall more than half the year. Temp rarely above 70. Are you still talking about Falklands? H16B22, how you doing? What was hard for you? VFR, VA, IFR, then there's learning FMS, correct? I'm looking to start training, but it's so expensive. The best thing you could do is jump in the Skyhawk on X-Plane 11 and fly VFR and IFR procedures using the Pilot Edge network for $19 a month. That's the cheapest you can do with training. That'll give you a gigantic head start when you decide to start your real world training. I kid you not. And then when you go get your PPL, and then when you want to get your IFR, also Pilot Edge and the Cessna Skyhawk can be your bridge into shaving off the hours of your instrument training. How did I get the Beta 737 Max? I was invited. I was invited. Why we would be talking about anything other than the Falklands? It's true. Someone said there's good ortho there, so maybe we should check it out in the sim sometime. Maybe. I'm still grinning from Scotty Adair's generosity for Sparker, so that's awesome. It makes me want to put my Falkland Island T-shirt on. You want Pilot Edge, but I don't really have the funds. Yeah, ANA. It's all about. Yeah, of course, it's not the cheapest thing on the planet. But again, if you're going to spend, let's say you go out and you're going to spend, let's say, $8,000 to $10,000 on your private pilot's license training in the real world. But if you get on Pilot Edge with the Skyhawk and you go through and you do all the CAT ratings and the I ratings and the charter ratings or whatever, and you just get really familiar with VFR, IFR, the basics of a Cessna, a Skyhawk, and then I have a feeling that your training will no longer be $8,000 to $10,000. It will be somewhere between $6,000 to $7,000 because you are so much more familiar with the basics. But yeah, for the enthusiast, it's definitely a luxury. It's definitely a luxury expense for just the sim enthusiast. Man, look at that ortho. Piper Alex, how are you? Those windows are gigantic. They really are gigantic. Can you explain Pilot Edge, how it works, VFR, IFR wise? What does Pilot Edge do? How does it get implemented? I just go to pilotedge.net, and I'll probably do a Pilot Edge flight today, but basically it's an online air traffic control network. So you're talking to a real clearance controller, ground, tower, departure, center, approach, etc. And you have to do these procedures like you would in the real world, VFR or IFR. And and you can also fly with your friends, because life is better shared. Yeah, ANA 777. If you're working on your PPL, going on Pilot Edge is actually going to save you money, don't you think? But then again, maybe you already have the basic familiarity. Because, I mean, an hour with an instructor on a plane is much cheaper than... I mean, a month of Pilot Edge is far less than an hour with a plane and an instructor and fuel. Yes, you have to be 18. You do have to be 18 years old. Or you can prove to them you're a student pilot, and I think they'll make an exception. I've heard that is the case. I think they hand you a modified deep voice. It's a DLC, and you install the DLC or the plug-in into your sim, and then it deepens your voice to the Barry White levels. And then they don't even bat an eye. But yeah, student pilot exception I think is the case. All right, we're 109 out. I should probably come down here and put in a altitude. I want to be at Wasatch at, let's say, at 9,000. 9,000 MSL. Okay. And then if I come to utilities, VNav. Alright, so top of descent, target VS, I want to go down at 1,000 feet per minute. So my top of descent is in 2 minutes. Fuzzy Bear 11, how are you doing? No, VFR does have real procedures. Even when you are not entering a Bravo or a Charlie or a Delta, there are absolutely VFR procedures. You got to fly VFR altitudes, right? You got to, yeah, you got to do your CTEF calls, which I'm very guilty of not doing. It's very important. And then you also have to learn how to track VORs. And then you can get flight following. Even when you're not going to a class Bravo, Charlie, Delta airport, but you're going from an untowered airport to an untowered airport through a busy airspace. Not necessarily even Bravo or Charlie or Delta airspace, but just a busy airspace. Flight following. Traffic advisories. It keeps you on your toes. 18 years or 16 plus soloed of IRL training. Okay. Flying on a PC is dangerous. You can poke an eye out. I think that I have poked an eye out before on flying. I've actually broke a fingernail as well. Who monitors you on Pilot Edge that you're doing all those items? You're on radar. Yeah, you definitely want to. IFR training is going to be more, absolute. But when you connect to the network, if you're flying in, in Charlie airspace or Delta or Bravo, the controller is going to see it. And also, it also makes you treat the sim a little bit more real when you're doing these cat ratings. So there's an entire, is there 10 or is it 9 or 10 or 11 cat ratings, which are all VFR. I believe they're all VFR. So yeah, do all the cat ratings. But like I say, you got to be of age. I don't think you should care whether it's West Coast, East Coast, North Coast, South Coast, because training's training, baby. But of course, if Pilot Edge was based out of, let's say the southeast of the United States, if that's where Pilot Edge started, Miami, Orlando, Georgia, Carolinas, whatever, I too would also say, you know what, I really want Salt Lake City. And for a while there, they didn't have Salt Lake City. And when they announced Salt Lake City, I was ecstatic because it's my hometown. PC flying is an addiction like chocolate, tobacco, or old MASH episodes. Say Wolfric. Yep. Oh, I forgot my top of descent. You guys are... I'm going to hit the vertical speed. I think I need to... I'm going to descend down, yeah. And I'm going to bring back my thrust quite a bit so I don't do the beer horn. Thrust coming back quite a bit. You can cheat with, you can fly with custom weather, but yeah, I agree with you. It's better to have the real world weather. All right, once we pass through 18,000 feet, I'm going to set up 299er. How's your option going? That's a good idea. How is my option going? So I got out of Beyond Meat this morning for a profit. trying to get into AMD, and I'm trying to get into Lam Research. Everything's looking good except for Facebook. I need Facebook to go down. I have entered a Netflix position, a Disney, 3M. I even entered a Tesla position today. Yesterday, yeah, Boeing. I'm in Boeing, Qualcomm. And it looks like I'm almost full profit on United States Steel right here. The mark is 15 cents. Do I have a working order? I don't even have a working order on that. I'm almost full profit on this one. So I may have to go execute a trade. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm going to highlight this order here. I'm going to go close, full. The mark is 15. The nat is 19. I'll go 16. Wait. I do have a working order. Let's replace that. The nat is 19. I'll go 19. Still not filling. The nat's 19. It should fill, you'd think. The mid is 15. Why isn't that filling? I'll just leave it at 15. Maybe it'll fill at 15 while we're flying around. Why isn't that nat filling, B2, do you think? Yeah, that's we're doing options in the market. ANA, yep. How does Pilot Edge tell you those aren't the weather conditions for? You can tell Pilot Edge, like if you check in with information Zulu for ATIS, they know that that's custom weather, so you've set up your own weather. If you don't check in with ATIS, then you need to give the actual ATIS code whenever you're doing, VFR, flight following, VFR, traffic advice, landing, talking to the tower, you need to give them the weather, etc. And then, of course, on IFR, you need to give the weather to ground before taxi, and you actually have to you have to tune to the ATIS frequency, which is amazing that they've modeled that. All right, we're below 18,000 feet. No! Sim choking there. All right, I'm going to go 299. No, it's 299.4 now. Interesting. All right, 299.4. In fact, I'm going to type in exclamation ATIS KSLC. Why? I'm still trying to figure out why you're making a spread for only 15-cent credit, not enough need. No, that one's the B2. That was not a. I bought United States Steel for 47 cents per contract, and I didn't do a one lot. No one lot, and I bought it for 47. I sold it for 47 cents, not just one lot, and I'm buying it back for 15. Right? Yeah. Sorry, closing it out. Yeah. Yep. All right. Let's see here. I have no updates on the Q400 other than it'll be in 2020, I think. Jack is here, I think, floating around. All right, ATIS here. They're landing 16 left and right, and 17. We'll land on 17. So I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to do back. I'm going to do procedures, approach, ILS 17. Actually, maybe we'll do an RNAV 17. Yeah, RNAV 17 LPV. I'm going to sync up the heading bug. I'm going to go into heading mode for a moment. And then back here, and then I'm going to say load and activate. And after I load and activate, we're going to go to tuck T. There's tuck T. All right, now we'll go nav. Boom. There's nav, bringing the speed down. RNav GPS 17 via tuck T. I need to be at 6,000 at Tiffle. All right, we're totally fine. All right, I'm going to reset my altitude to 6,000. Actually, we'll go 9,000. 9,000. And we'll do altitude select. And we'll slow down even more. Just close the shorts. Doubt anyone bids an OTM longs. That's probably a good point. That's probably good. Hey, Vivid AJ, how you doing? When it's done, exactly. My focus is on derivatives, not commodities. Because last time I checked, Netflix was not a commodity. Or is it? I don't know. I think Jack needs to talk about me and my flight right here. This beautiful jet, this beautiful Salt Lake City. And then he needs to ask me how my Monday went. And he needs to ask me what the highlight of my Monday was. I'm just coaching here. Because it's all about me. What do you think of V-States, Florida? I think it's hard to download right now. Is what I think. Evoke at 11. Or yeah, there we go. Wonder why the GTN jumps down direct to the FAF when you load it and activate instead of the first fix on the approach. In this case, I actually went direct to the initial approach fix of tuck T. So I initiated the direct to, but yeah, I did that because I have, like you, I've found issues sometimes with intercepting the approach. He's still talking about himself, isn't he? Can't even ask the streamer a question about life. All right, we'll talk about cats. Fine. Okay, you just finished downloading VStats via the Google download. Oh, perfect. So there's a Google Google link now. Excellent. That's what I'm talking about right there. How was my Monday was fantastic, Jack. Thank you. I would say the highlight was definitely doing we had Flow Rider on singing My House and the kids were dancing. How was your Monday, Jack? And that was yesterday. Vertical Simulations is here. Congratulations on all of your airports and also your Florida action. V Looper is here. I saw you do that, but I wonder why it doesn't do it. It would make sense that it would start at the beginning of the approach and not the FAF. Yeah, I think I did that out of habit. I should have tried it, just load and activate and see, and we could have seen what it would have done, Eagle, but I didn't want to risk it. So if you choose vectors, it goes to the FAF, but you can also choose to start at other points on the approach. Yeah. And normally you'd be a lot higher at this point for this approach, but That's okay. I wanted to get a good view of this mountain. It's pretty around here. You can see here how they've walled off the Great Salt Lake right here. And so this is a freshwater where people can boat and yeah, they can swim, and it's all freshwater, whereas this is all saltwater. Absolutely useless. Let's see how close I can get to that mountain. Nick, hello, Cryptic. Who is flying Snack Air into Salt Lake City? Flow Rider, yes. Flow Rider's in the back. Exactly. Except we're going to be just awfully close to that mountain. Flow Rider said he wanted to see some mountain sights, so we're taking him nearby. Alright, I need to add some power because we're getting dangerously slow. We're in the Citation. I haven't been in this plane. When was the last time I was in this plane? April, May, something like that. Do they do salt pond evaporation on the lake? I don't think so. But what is that? The mountain is too close. We are definitely VFR at this point. We are not at an authorized. We are not at an authorized IFR situation. I may poke an eye out. I know. Oh, beer horn. I hit the beer horn. Alright, we're going to turn here at Tuckty. Once we get to Ivosy, then we will start down to 6,000. Whew. They use the sun to evaporate the salt water, leaving salt deposits which they use for production. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of that. Yeah, the Morton Salt and other companies, they get a lot of salt. And I just didn't know that that was the process. In fact, Spaceman, have you heard of the Bonneville Salt Flats? It's where a lot of land speed records are set out. Way out there in the desert. Bonneville Salt Flats. Because it's really level. LOL Glad Heater. I'm doing well. What are you doing today on this Tuesday? I want specifics. By the way, this is where I grew up. We're looking at where I grew up. Where I got into lots of Trubskys. Yeah, you float on this lake as well. Back in the for the last 100 years, people have floated quite a bit in the Great Salt Lake, but they used to float a lot more, 50, 100 years ago than they do now, because the salt content has changed. But and the other thing too is that the lake is getting lower and lower and lower. When I was a kid, this island out here is called Antelope Island, and you can see there's a causeway that goes out to it. Well, that causeway is no longer surrounded by water on all sides. It just keeps getting lower and lower and lower. You're looking for and downloading add-ons for a new program I got on Steam Summer Sale. Very nice. You know what? I'm trying to decide if I'm going to try that Surviving Mars game soon or not. So, yeah. People are getting fatter and they can't float any longer. Well, that's true too. Yeah. The question is that as the average human now weighs more, is there more weight on the planet, or is it just a redistribution of weight? And if it's a redistribution of weight, where does it come from? Is all matter the same? We just change its form and spread it around differently. And there are those that say that the Earth has whatever's on the surface, we have the same weight regardless, it just changes form. Well, what about a meteor? If a meteor hits the Earth. Yeah, okay, so unless we're adding mass from space, yeah. Oh, you finally got X-Plane 11. Well, congratulations. That is very good. A very good choice. I'm going to bug up 6,000. And we'll do a vertical speed. Google Maps, that Great Salt Lake looks ugly. Yes, it does. We'll go down at like 800 feet per minute. Actually, we can shallow it out a little bit. There we go. Stop drinking it. Yeah, it's losing a ton of water. Yep. Well, and it used to be this entire area was covered in water. Oh, golf course. Golf course. I know that golf course very well. Puff MTD got it. I did not check out the honeycomb yolk. I did check it out at the FS Expo. Yeah, they offered to send me one to try out for the stream. I have not taken up on that offer because I'm a joystick guy, and I don't think I would do it justice. But if you want a yoke, it's the one to get. I have a Cytec Cessna yoke in the closet. I just never use it. John Fezza, good morning. Does the lake smell bad? Yes, at times it does. And there are no fish. There's only brine shrimp. We were talking about that a couple days ago. Only brine shrimp. It's the scenery config file is in the custom scenery folder. Custom X-Plane 11 custom scenery folder. There's the INI file. But that's not the name of it. Will it ever get to a point where the salinity is comparable to the ocean? You could import. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. There was, it's easy to talk, but there was talk of a
2500.
there was talk of trying to make it all fresh water with these gigantic pumps, and it would take a long time to do it. But then that project lost steam. I mean, how great would it be for it to be, a place where you could go water skiing and make a resort out there on the island, etc. Making it freshwater would be pretty cool, but it would probably be $1 trillion to do it. You're kind of leaning toward a HOTAS since the RSG TBM panel has most, if not all, of the controls. Yeah. Well, the Warthog HOTAS is, in my opinion, is the best. It's the premier. All right, I'm going to hit the APR button here once we get to Tiffle. And according to our GTN, we're 2.3 miles out. I'll just hit it now. Approach. And then I'm going to slow down. It says low altitude. Okay, we're okay. We've coupled to the LPV. What are my current frames? 36.
1000.
Seems like we're low. All right. A little more flaps. Yeah, it seems like we're low. 299. Oh, that's why. 299 or 8 almost. Yeah, it's not. This is too low. So we're gonna disengage.
Autopilot.
Yaw damper off. Don't know why that didn't take the approach properly, but it could be one of those situations where I needed to restart the GTN maybe. I don't know. Okay, autopilot yaw damper off. What are my frames normally off of stream? When I'm not streaming, it's an extra 5 to 10 frames. And I don't need any more than 30. Hey, Dogo. Yeah, I don't know why it didn't couple. We got a subscribe.
We got a subscribe.
B2 gifting a sub to Mr. John Feza.
We got a subscribe.
Mr. John Feza, thank you, B2. B2, thank you, John Feza. Welcome, welcome. Here we go.
500.
That's enough flaps. Oop.
400. 300.
100 above.
200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Whew. Now it's coming off a little off the side there. I didn't do my speed brakes. Is Pilatus 255 in the chat? Yes, he is. Congratulations. A little aggressive there on the braking. Flaps. Flaps 0.
Flaps going up all the way.
Thank you again, B2. We'll just park right over here. You know, sometimes I have military vehicles there and sometimes I don't. Why is that? There's the landing ray plug-in. Yep. Ice Steak, welcome. There's the landing rate. Yep. This is Salt Lake City. Yeah. If you look at the top of the stream, it's been right there. The destination right there, baby. All right, let's see how much money we made. We're going to do VIP parking out here on the ramp.
Thank you for flying Snack Air. First person to say J Bear IT wins 300 snacks.
I think Pilatus said got 130. Okay, I landed with 118. Did you do the wrong? Let's see how you formatted it. Hey, we got some bits. Brandon abandoned. 100 bits. Jay Barrett. Yeah, you got it, Nick.